Hey guys, Nima D with Team 44. I'd like to show you guys a warm-up drill we like to do here prior to working out. It's a pretty comprehensive drill that pretty much gets the whole body warmed up and ready to go for a workout. So you can do this prior to working out, running, or any kind of activity that you're going to do. What I like to do is called the world's greatest. Okay. What I like to do is I like to start with the knee hugger. Hug your knee to your chest, lift it up, hold it for a couple of seconds. You're gonna step into a lunge, put the opposite hand down, okay? Here, you wanna bring the same side elbow in as far as you can. You're gonna rotate to that side, follow your hand, bring that hand down outside the foot, go into a hamstring stretch, so you're on the heel on the front leg, knees extended, back leg I'm on my toes, getting a nice stretch through the hamstring, and then bring it up into an overhead lunge position here. Really get the hip flexors stretched out and step through. Then I do the same thing on the other side. Hug the knee to the chest, hold it for a couple of seconds, step into the lunge, drop the opposite hand down, take the same side elbow in, okay? Rotate, put that hand down, go into that hamstring stretch, and come up into the overhead lunge position and step through. You can hold each position for a couple of seconds, and that'll really get you loosened up. Hey guys, I want to talk about a couple of things that could go wrong with the world's greatest. A lot of things that we see, especially during that lunge position, is a lot of times we see this foot, the instep of the foot, come off the ground as people get into this lunge position. You want to make sure that your foot stays in contact with the floor, okay? Everything's aligned, and keep that foot glued to the floor as you come into this position, okay? Number two is we see people step and not step out far enough, so they end up in this position where the knee comes traveling forward, the heel lifts up, okay, and you're all the way out here, versus being in a much better position. Everything's lined up, my heel's glued to the floor, heel's directly under the knee, and now my foot's all the way out by my hand, okay? If you don't have the range of motion to get that far, don't step out quite as far when you do your lunge, okay? Take a smaller step and then make sure that heel stays glued to the floor as you get into that position. Okay. Another thing that we see in the world's greatest, or anytime you're doing any kind of rotations, is a lot of times there's a tendency to just raise this arm versus rotating through and following your arm, following your hand with your eyes. Okay? So when you get into this position, don't just raise that arm. You want to make sure you rotate through the thoracic spine, follow your hand with your eyes, back down, and then repeat that every time you do these rotations. Make sure you follow your hand with your eyes and get that good thoracic spine rotation throughout the movement. The second thing that we see in any kind of half kneeling or overhead lunge position in the world's greatest, we finish with the hip flexor stretch. A lot of times we see this overarching of the lumbar spine, right? That's not doing much for the hip flexion. So when you get into this position, you want to engage your glute, okay? Keep the pelvic bone in neutral, midsection stays tight, push your hips forward slightly, and now without overextending my lumbar spine, I'm in good position and I feel a good stretch in my hip flexor, and I have a neutral spine throughout the movement, versus, again, overarching the back.